There is a field of energy that connects everything. It is a vast, intelligent, and living web. This field is the container for the universe. It is the bridge between our inner world and our outer world. It is the missing link in our understanding of reality. Ancient traditions gave it many names. Modern science is now beginning to describe it. We call this field the divine matrix. It is not something separate from us. We are part of it. Our thoughts, feelings, emotions, beliefs are the language that speaks to this field. What we experience in our lives is a direct reflection of the signals we send into this universal medium. This is a scientific principle, not a religious one. The divine matrix is the substance from which all things are made. Stars, planets, the space between them. It is also the stuff of our bodies, our cells, our DNA. This field is everywhere, all the time. It is a subtle energy, but it is powerful. It holds the memory of everything that has ever happened. It also holds the potential for everything that has yet to be. Understanding this field changes everything. It changes how we see ourselves. It changes how we see our relationship to the world. Create, heal, bring peace. This is not a new idea, but a rediscovery of an ancient wisdom now validated by modern discoveries. This field acts like a giant cosmic mirror. It does not judge what we feel. It simply reflects back to us the quality of the energy we put into it. Fear, anger, lack, the matrix will mirror experiences that confirm those feelings. Gratitude, love, abundance. The matrix will bring us more reasons to feel that way. This is a profound and simple truth. Spontaneous healing, answered prayer, sudden shifts. It means that the key to changing our world is to first change our inner state. We must become in our hearts what we wish to experience in our lives. This essay is an invitation to explore this powerful idea. We will look at what the divine matrix is, ancient wisdom with quantum science. The language it understands, the language of human emotion, and we will learn a simple, practical way to begin speaking that language consciously. The power to influence the field that connects all things is your birthright. It is a tool that has been waiting for you to discover it. This knowledge empowers us to move beyond being passive observers of our reality. It allows us to become active participants in the creation of our health, our joy, and our world. The idea of a universal field of energy is not new. It is one of the oldest and most persistent concepts in human history. Ancient traditions from around the world described this field using their own language and metaphors. In the spiritual texts of ancient India, it was called Akasha, or the Akashic field. This was understood as the fundamental substance of the cosmos, a living library that recorded every thought, word, and deed. In ancient Greece, philosophers like Pythagoras spoke of the ether, a divine element that filled all of space and transmitted light and life. The mystics of the Taoist tradition in China called it the Tao, the unseen flowing force that gives rise to all of creation and connects everything in a seamless whole. These ancient descriptions, while poetic, share a remarkable consistency. They all point to a single, unified, and living field that underlies physical reality. This field was seen as both the source of matter and the medium that connects it all. It was understood to be intelligent and responsive. Our ancestors believed that through specific practices, like prayer, chanting, and focused intention, they could interact with this field to influence weather, promote healing, and guide their destiny. Prayer, chanting, focused intention. They did not have the language of quantum physics. They had the language of direct experience. They felt this connection in their hearts and observed its effects in their world. In the 20th century, a revolution in physics began to echo these ancient ideas. Scientists exploring the subatomic world discovered something startling. At the smallest scales of reality, solid matter dissolves into waves of probability. The universe is not a collection of separate, solid things. It is a dance of energy and information. Max Planck, the father of quantum theory, stated in 1944 that there is a matrix of energy from which everything originates. He suggested that this field must contain some form of intelligence or consciousness. This quantum field or zero-point field is now understood by many physicists as the fundamental ground of being. a sea of potential from which particles pop in and out of existence. Particles pop in and out of existence. These modern scientific discoveries provide a new lens through which to view ancient wisdom. They are not proving the mystics were right in a literal sense. Instead, they are creating a powerful parallel. The language is different: quantum foam instead of ether, entanglement instead of oneness. But the core concept is strikingly similar: quantum foam entanglement. Both ancient spirituality and modern science are pointing to the same truth. Our world is born from an invisible, interconnected field of energy. This convergence of knowledge gives us a credible and powerful framework for understanding our role as creators. It bridges the gap between the spiritual and the scientific, showing they are two sides of the same coin, describing the same magnificent reality. The divine matrix is more than just a passive container for the universe. It is an active and intelligent medium. Its intelligence is not like human intelligence. It does not think. It does not reason. It does not judge. It does not decide what is good or bad for us. Instead, its intelligence lies in its responsiveness. The matrix operates like a perfect, non-judgmental mirror. It receives the information we send to it. That information comes through our feelings and through our beliefs. It precisely reflects that information back to us. It reflects back as life conditions, as events, as relationships. This is a fundamental law of this reality. The universe does not give you what you want. It gives you what you are. Think of it like a cosmic hologram. In a hologram, every small piece contains the whole image. Similarly, each of us contains the pattern of the whole. The patterns we hold, our deeply held beliefs, and our consistent emotional states are projected outward. They are projected onto the screen of our lives. The matrix rearranges the stuff of the universe to match our pattern. If our core belief is that the world is a dangerous place or that we are powerless, the matrix will configure reality to confirm that belief. It isn't punishing us, it's reflecting the signal we broadcast. This mirroring explains many puzzling phenomena. Consider the placebo effect. A person is given a sugar pill. They are told it is a powerful new drug. Believing they received potent medicine, their body begins to heal. What is happening? Their belief becomes the feeling of healing, which sends a command into the matrix. The matrix, the substance of their body, rearranges to reflect that command. The healing is real. The only medicine was a powerful, focused feeling. The matrix doesn't check the pill, it checks the feeling. This is a profound key to well-being. Understanding this reflection is liberating. It moves us from victimhood to empowerment. When we see difficult circumstances, we stop asking, "Why me?" We start asking, "What belief or feeling within me is this reflecting?" This shift is the first step toward conscious creation. It lets us stop changing the outside and begin changing the inside. The divine matrix is a loyal partner, ready to mirror a new truth as we embody it. It's a mirror waiting for us to show it a new face. To communicate with the divine matrix, we must use the interface we were born with. This interface has three essential components that must work together: thought, emotion, belief, creation. Each plays a distinct and necessary role. If anyone is missing or out of alignment, the message becomes weak or incomplete. True creation happens when these three are unified and focused on one outcome. This moves you from wishing to participating in creation. Thought is the first component. Our thoughts act as the blueprint for what we want to create. They provide design, details, and structure. Imagine a new career. Imagine a healthy body. Imagine a peaceful relationship that's using thought to outline possibility. Thought alone has little energy. A blueprint with no funding or crew. Many stop here, wondering why thinking alone doesn't change life. Emotion is the second component. Emotion is the active power source. Our feelings give life to thoughts. Emotion fuels the engine of creation. A thought without emotion is static. An emotion without a focused thought is chaotic and undirected. Combine clear thought with powerful emotion. You create a coherent electromagnetic signal. The matrix understands that language. Feel abundance in the body as if it's already real. This breathes life into intentions. Belief is the third component. Belief is the anchor or filter. Beliefs are deeply ingrained assumptions about you and the world. If you think and feel healthy but subconsciously believe you're unworthy, belief acts as a circuit breaker. For creation, thought, blueprint, plus emotion, energy, must align with belief, permission slip. When all three align, a clear, powerful, undeniable command goes to the matrix. It has no choice but to mirror that reality back to you. While thought provides the blueprint, it is feeling that truly speaks to the divine matrix. The matrix is a field of energy, and it responds to energy. Human emotion is a concentrated form of energy. It is the language that the field understands without ambiguity or translation. This is a critical distinction that is often missed. We have been taught to focus on our thoughts, to use affirmations, and to think our way to a better life. But thinking alone is not enough. The universe does not respond to what we think. It responds to how we feel about what we think. The feeling is the prayer. It is the active ingredient that catalyzes the process of creation. Consider the power of the placebo effect again. A patient feels the hope, trust, expectation of healing. These are powerful feelings. The body, which is part of the divine matrix, responds not to the sugar pill, but to the feeling state of the patient. The feeling of healing is what activates the biological processes of healing. The same is true for the nocebo effect, its negative counterpart. If a doctor tells a patient they have 3 months to live, and the patient accepts this verdict with feelings of fear, hopelessness, resignation, their body often fulfills that prophecy. The body is responding to the powerful, coherent signal of despair. The feeling is the instruction. The matrix is simply carrying it out. This principle also helps us understand trauma. A traumatic event creates a powerful negative emotional charge in the body. This feeling of fear, betrayal, helplessness gets locked into our cellular memory. Long after the event is over, the feeling remains, broadcasting its signal into the matrix. The person may then find themselves attracting situations and relationships that repeatedly trigger that same feeling. They are not consciously choosing these experiences. Their unresolved emotional energy is broadcasting a signal that the matrix is faithfully reflecting. Healing from trauma, therefore, is not just about changing our thoughts about the past. It is about changing the feeling in our body in the present. When we resolve and release the trapped emotion, the signal changes and our reality begins to shift. The key, then, is to learn to generate the feelings of our desired reality before we see the evidence of it. If you desire peace, you must find a way to cultivate the feeling of peace within your heart now, even amidst chaos. If you desire abundance, you must practice feeling gratitude, generosity, even if your bank account looks empty. This is not about pretending or being dishonest. It is about understanding that the feeling is the cause, and the external reality is the effect. You are using your innate divine power to generate the cause. You must feel it first. By generating the feeling, you are sending the clear, powerful signal into the divine matrix, inviting it to mirror that feeling back to you in ways you may not be able to imagine. For thousands of years, humans have prayed. But the way many of us pray today is very different from how our ancestors approached it. Modern prayer is often based on a sense of separation and lack. We see ourselves as small and powerless, speaking to a distant, separate God. We plead, we beg, we ask for things to be given to us. We pray for healing, we pray for abundance, we pray for rain. This form of prayer comes from a place of wanting something we believe we do not have. It powerfully reinforces the feeling of lack. When we beg for something, the underlying feeling we are broadcasting into the divine matrix is the feeling of its absence. The matrix, being a perfect mirror, then reflects more absence back to us. The ancient mode of prayer was fundamentally different. It was based on an understanding of unity, not separation. Our ancestors saw themselves as part of the creative force of the universe, not separate from it. Their prayers were not pleas, but declarations. They were acts of focused feeling. Instead of asking for rain, a shaman would perform a ceremony to feel the rain. He would feel the coolness on his skin, smell the scent of wet earth, and hear the sound of the downpour. He would become, in his inner world, the reality he wished to experience. He was not asking for something to happen. He was participating in its happening by creating the energetic template for it within himself. This ancient declarative method of prayer is a powerful form of communication with the divine matrix. It speaks the language the matrix understands, feeling. To use this method, you do not ask for what you want. You give thanks for it as if it has already happened. You generate the feeling that your prayer has already been answered. For example, instead of praying, "Please let me be healed," which emphasizes sickness, you would close your eyes, quiet your mind, and generate the feeling of being healthy and whole. You would feel the energy, the vitality, the freedom of movement in your body. Then, from that feeling, you would speak a simple statement of gratitude, such as, "Thank you for my healing and my wholeness." This is not a trick of semantics. It is a profound shift in our energetic state. When you say thank you for something as if it is already real, you move from the energy of wanting to the energy of receiving. Gratitude is one of the most powerful creative frequencies. It signals to the matrix that the outcome is already accomplished. It aligns your thought, your emotion, your belief into one coherent, powerful signal. This is the lost mode of prayer that quantum science is now helping us to rediscover. It is the key to moving from hoping for a better life to actively choosing it by embodying the feeling of it here and now. The prayer is not the words. The prayer is the feeling behind the words. Modern science is now making discoveries that validate the ancient focus on the heart as the center of our power. We are learning the human heart is more than a pump. It is a sophisticated sensory organ and an information processing center. The heart generates the single most powerful electromagnetic field in the body. That field is about 60 times greater electrically, and up to 5,000 times stronger magnetically than the brain. The field is not confined to our bodies. It radiates out in a toroidal shape, extending several feet. It is our most powerful personal transmitter, broadcasting our emotional state into the divine matrix. When mind and heart conflict, we send a chaotic, incoherent signal. For example, you might think, "I want to be peaceful," but your heart feels anxious and stressed. The brain's small electrical signal for peace is overwhelmed by the heart's much stronger magnetic signal. The result is an ambiguous message to the universe. The key is creating harmony between brain and heart. This is called heart-brain coherence. In coherence, heart rhythms become smooth and ordered, and brain waves synchronize with the heart. This creates a powerful, laser-like signal that carries intention with clarity and power. Achieving coherence is surprisingly simple. It begins with a conscious shift in breathing and focus. Step 1. Slow your breathing. Step 2. Shift your focus to the area of your heart. Place your hand over your heart to help connect. These steps prepare the biological hardware for clear communication. Final step. Consciously generate a positive, heart-centered emotion. Powerful emotions: gratitude, appreciation, compassion, care. Think of someone you love. Think of a beautiful place in nature, or think of something you are deeply grateful for. As you hold this elevated feeling, you change the quality of the electromagnetic field you broadcast. You create biological coherence that aligns thoughts and feelings into a single, powerful command the divine matrix can read and reflect. Our understanding of time is often linear and limited. We see the past as fixed and gone. We see the future as unwritten and distant. We see the present as a fleeting moment. However, from the perspective of quantum physics and the divine matrix, this view is incomplete. In the quantum realm, all possibilities exist simultaneously in a field of pure potential. Think of it like a library with an infinite number of books. Each book represents a possible reality, a complete timeline with its own past, present, future. They are all there, existing as potential, waiting to be opened and read. The past is not gone, and the future is not separate from now. All timelines exist as probabilities in the present moment. The question then becomes, How is one of these possible realities selected to become our experience? How do we open one of those books and make it our life story? The answer lies in our feeling. Our collective and individual feeling state acts as the tuning mechanism. It is the frequency we broadcast that determines which one of the infinite possible realities we resonate with and collapse into our experience. We are constantly choosing our timeline from the field of infinite possibilities with every feeling we embody. We are not creating reality from scratch. We are selecting a pre-existing version of it from the quantum soup of the divine matrix. This changes our relationship with the past and the future. If the past exists as a probability in the now, it means we can change our relationship to it. While we cannot change the facts of what happened, we can change the feeling associated with it. Through forgiveness reframing, we can heal the emotional charge of past events. When we do this, we are effectively shifting to a different timeline. One where the past no longer has the same painful power over our present. We select a version of the past that empowers us rather than limits us. This is the deep meaning of healing the past in the present moment. Similarly, we create our future by choosing the feeling of it now. Instead of worrying about a future you don't want, which tunes you to the probability of that future, you can consciously choose to feel the reality you do want. By embodying the feeling of joy, health, success in this moment, you are resonating with the timeline where that reality is already manifest. You are tuning your receiver to that specific frequency in the divine matrix. This is not about wishing, it is about being. Your point of power is always in the present moment. It is from the platform of the now that you choose which past to draw from. The divine matrix does not just mirror our individual feelings, it also mirrors our collective state of consciousness. Just as each person broadcasts an energetic signal, families, communities, entire nations. When a large number of people hold the same feeling and belief, they create a powerful, coherent collective field. This collective field can influence global events, weather patterns, social trends. We are not isolated individuals whose thoughts and feelings only affect our own lives. We are part of a vast, interconnected human family. The quality of our shared inner world creates the quality of our shared outer world. We are, quite literally, in this together. This principle has been tested and demonstrated in remarkable ways. Studies have been conducted where large groups of people have been trained to generate feelings of peace in their hearts. When these groups meditated together, focusing on a specific conflict-ridden area of the world, a measurable effect was observed. During the time of the focused meditation, statistics showed a significant drop in violent crime, emergency room visits, terrorist activities in that region. When the meditators stopped, the numbers returned to their previous levels. This suggests that a relatively small number of people in a state of heart coherence can create a powerful wave of peace that influences the collective field, affecting those who are not even aware the experiment is happening. This collective mirroring effect explains why the world often seems to be stuck in cycles of conflict and fear. When mass media bombards us with images of war, disaster, division, it encourages a collective feeling of fear and powerlessness. This widespread feeling is a powerful signal broadcast into the divine matrix. The matrix, in turn, reflects back to us a world that confirms our fears, creating a self-perpetuating cycle. Breaking this cycle does not require everyone on Earth to change. It requires a critical mass of people to consciously choose to withdraw their energy from the story of fear and instead cultivate a new story based on peace, compassion, cooperation. This understanding places a beautiful responsibility upon each of us. Every time you choose to respond to a stressful situation with calm rather than anger, you are contributing to a field of peace. Every time you choose gratitude over complaint, you are adding to a field of abundance. You are an energetic contributor to the whole. Your inner peace becomes a gift to the world. You may not see the immediate global effect of your inner work, but you are like a single drop of water falling into a still pond. Your ripple of peace joins with other ripples, and together they can become a powerful wave that uplifts the entire collective. Your personal transformation is a direct contribution to global transformation. When we look at the world today, it is easy to feel overwhelmed. Political division, environmental crises, economic instability, social unrest. From a conventional perspective, it can look like things are falling apart. However, through the lens of the divine matrix, we can see this chaos in a different light. This period of intense instability can be understood not as a failure, but as a great recalibration. It is the symptom of a massive shift in our collective beliefs. Old structures, both internal and external, are being challenged. The foundations of what we thought was true are shaking because a new awareness is struggling to be born. For centuries, our world has been largely built upon beliefs of separation, conflict, scarcity. Our economic systems, political structures, religious traditions are rooted in the idea that we are separate from each other, separate from nature, separate from a distant God. These beliefs created a collective feeling state that the divine matrix has mirrored back to us as a world defined by competition and division. Now, for the first time in recorded history, a new story is emerging on a global scale. Our interconnectedness, our shared humanity, our power as creators, spreading rapidly through new technologies and a growing spiritual awakening. This clash between the old belief system and the emerging one is what creates the chaos we see. The old paradigm of separation will not simply fade away quietly. As more people awaken to the new story of unity, the old structures that were built on separation begin to lose their power. They become unstable. The chaos is a sign that the old beliefs no longer have the collective energy to sustain themselves in the same way. It is like a fever in the body of humanity, an intense and uncomfortable process necessary to burn away the old infection of separation and allow a new state of health and wholeness to emerge. We are in a transitional void between stories. This perspective offers us a powerful way to navigate these turbulent times. Instead of being consumed by the fear and despair that the chaos can generate, we can see it as a sign of progress. We can understand it as a necessary part of a global birthing process. Our role is not to fight the darkness, which only gives it more energy. Our role is to consciously and deliberately embody the new story. We must be the peace we wish to see. We must be the cooperation we desire. By holding the feeling of the world we want to create in our hearts. In recent years, the law of attraction has become a popular concept. It suggests that our positive thoughts attract positive experiences. While there is truth in this idea, the popular interpretation often misses the most crucial element. That misunderstanding can lead to confusion and disappointment. The common advice is to ask, believe, receive. This advice focuses heavily on wanting things, and on trying to mentally convince yourself you'll get them. It often becomes an intellectual exercise. People create vision boards, they repeat affirmations, yet they still feel a deep sense of lack and desperation in their hearts. This approach is incomplete. It prioritizes thought over feeling. The divine matrix responds to the language of emotion, not just thought. This is the key distinction. The popular law of attraction often becomes a want-first approach. People focus intensely on what they want. That focus emphasizes they do not have it, so they stay in striving and longing. The divine matrix points to a feel-first approach. It's not about wanting something in the future. It's about feeling the reality of it now. You do not try to attract abundance. You embody the feeling of gratitude. You embody a sense of wholeness now. That state allows abundance to appear as a reflection. This explains why many trying the law of attraction fail and give up. They might spend hours thinking positive thoughts. Meanwhile, their underlying emotional state is doubt, impatience, unworthiness. Their heart is not aligned with their mind. They send a mixed, chaotic signal into the matrix. They think I am abundant while feeling I am broke. The heart's feeling is thousands of times more powerful than the brain's thought. So the matrix reflects the dominant signal. More lack. The law didn't fail. The application was incomplete. The feel-first approach is more gentle, more powerful, more authentic. It's not about forcing belief in what feels untrue. It's about finding a genuine feeling of gratitude, love, or peace, independent of external conditions. This feeling becomes your new energetic signature. You are not trying to get anything from the universe. You're aligning your inner state with the reality you choose. Creation becomes a natural unfolding, a reflection of who you are becoming. The core teaching is this: the world is a mirror. The feeling you embody in your heart is what you will see reflected in the world around you. Here is a simple 5-minute practice you can use to begin speaking the language of the divine matrix. It is based on the science of heart-brain coherence. Do this when you wake up. Do this before you go to sleep. Or do it any time you feel stressed. Step 1. Quiet your mind. 1 minute. Find a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly and deeply. Breathe in for a count of 5. Breathe out for a count of 5. This simple act tells your body you are safe. Step 2. Focus on your heart. 1 minute. Move your attention from your head to the center of your chest. Place your hand over your heart. Breathe as if your breath flows in and out of your heart space. Step 3. Generate a heart-centered feeling. 2 minutes. Consciously evoke gratitude. Consciously evoke appreciation. Consciously evoke care. Don't just think it, feel it in your body. Remember a person you love. Remember a pet. Remember a beautiful sunset. Remember a moment you felt truly happy and safe. Let that warm feeling fill your heart and expand through your body. Linger there. This is the feeling.